Okay, the base patterns here are actually Three of Wands upright, the two clarified by the Two of Wands reversed, and the shadow side, which is the devil, excesses, codependent situations, in dissatisfaction, disillusionment, especially if it's two in partnerships. So this may affect as well like your work life, because if it's like an unbalanced give and take, and relationships were codependent, then you probably either had issues not only in your relationship, romantic relationships, but also job opportunities, because there is an element like a fleeting streak of abundance here. So I think that will change in the future. You're looking towards new horizons, or you left behind all this crap that was. So you're looking for new opportunities, new. It's as if you were in the situation where you kept wanting your ships to come and maybe they haven't, but this is the yes sir, yes, the base pattern. This is the base pattern here. The color purple and pink comes often here. Purple and pink, because it highlighted. I had the death, which is full of purple and pink. Then I have this quartz, which is pinkish, and I have the amethyst near, and my nails are actually pinkish. So it just came. I noticed it before, and I said, okay, that's pretty. But now while I'm saying this, I put my hands. It's like, oh, this purple and pink. Maybe it has some significance to you, like in wearing pink, or you might think crown chakra here, death again, perspective, perception, spirituality, getting involved maybe in spirituality. There's a change here. This is the base pattern of you waiting and getting out of codependent relationship, unbalanced relationships. Maybe has left you like a bit drained and unfocused and uncentered comes to mind. You have enough emotional maturity, I think, but you weren't inspired anymore to continue on the pathway that you were going on. In the near future, so you want to generate whatever abundance you want to generate here. Maybe you want to marry, you want to maybe be an entrepreneur, creative, and stuff like that. In the near future, we have the death upright, clarified by the king, oopsie daisy, the Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed. Clarifying this, it's a lack of offering, lack of emotional commitment, lack of opportunity, of emotional connection, and also passionate moving forward, creative livelihood that comes to mind. Like it's like youth, because you were in the past this King of Cups sitting observing, maybe mature, maybe you have a certain specific age, like 40s maybe, something like that, or more, or you just more, you've learned some lessons basically. These are knights, so it's like fresh new beginning here. The fresh new beginning, you're embodying this energy, and you want to sort of like, it's like when you leave behind a long-term relationship and you're single again and you want to be inspired again in embodying that dating. I don't know if you like dating or not, but you know, the kind of vibe, of passionate vibe, moving forward, striving forward, and offering, you know, the possibility of a new emotional connection. And it's like playful energy as well, creative energy. And it has like a male dominant energy here. So you might be a man, or you want to sort of like rejuvenate. Here you go, that's the word, rejuvenate the situation. So these are reversed. So it's like the death going through, especially with the Ace of Wands reversed there. You're sort of like leaving behind this stalemate situation, this unyouthful. It's like when you go on a pathway in life where you go, you know, you did this and you have this and you get this, and it's just like, you know, it's still abundant. It's still, for some people, could that's all they want. Maybe having a 9-to-5 job and work like 40 years in the same company, and that's fine. You know, for some of them, that's the perfect life because they prefer to have a certain, they see peace in a certain grounded stability, non-changing way. But for you, what I see here, it's different, especially with you as being the Fool. It's like maybe you've had a certain pathway in your life for several years, and you're not feeling inspired anymore. You don't have any more drive. You're not feeling it anymore, and you want to rejuvenate your life. You want to live. That's what I'm getting. You want to create something new, start over. You want to start over. That's the situation. And I think here the death is connected to your energy levels as well, in being open to receiving, giving, and receiving. It's just embodying a total different energy here, and you go. It's youthful comes to mind. Youthful, playful, generative, joyful. But there needs to be a shift in, you need to leave something, a perspective behind, because otherwise you won't be able to pursue this. Because that's the main thing here, pursuing. I don't see you doing that. You want to, but you're not doing it. Until you leave, until you connect with yourself in this generative, I think, move. It's like you have to change your ways. Not all of them, obviously, but there is a specific. So pay attention how you approach this. You're holding back your feelings. You're not expressing your feelings. Again, the throat chakra. You're not expressing yourself. You're disconnected from this. And how are you gonna create this if you're not putting yourself out there? How do you see yourself? You see, so it was the world upright, the lovers upright. The clarifying cards was Six of Pentacles, again, give and take, balance, generosity, karma as well, can mean karma, with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Temperance upright. So as clarifying cards, so you are ready to step into a new world. You want to create something new. You want to start fresh. You may want to travel, because we have like the Chariot twice and the Eight of Wands as well. So maybe you're thinking of traveling, or changing location, or maybe shifting job areas or jobs as well in itself, or you're thinking of traveling somewhere over water, overseas, or maybe not, but even death situation. Maybe there is like some sort of travel involved, but it's been delayed, or you're delaying this. Maybe it is a bigger risk, for you. Maybe it takes more. It is not just a simple situation of just expressing your feelings to somebody. Maybe it involves, because we have so many major arcanas, it involves more, more, it affects more your life, basically. Especially if, for example, because we have the King of Cups reversed you, and one of the clarifying cards was the Queen of Cups reversed. You are upright, sorry. In the past, you are upright, Queen of Cups reversed. So you're healing and trying to balance yourself and heal from somebody. Maybe you're dealing with a water sign, but it doesn't have to be, because this is an air sign reading, but we have a king. I see you like a King of Cups. So it's about emotional connection here. So it's somebody who you were emotionally connected, so healing from that. And you want to reciprocate in this new, you want to go away from, again, codependent situations, and where there was like unity is broken and stuff like that. You're ready for a new commitment. You think you are, you are, you feel you are. You're not doing it actually, but you're basically ready. You are ready. Just, I think some perspective needs to change here. In your environment, you have the Four of Pentacles upright with the Star in reversed. It's not quite shining. You're holding back. As I mentioned before, it's like you holding back, like not expressing your feelings, can create the same thing outside. If you have like a potential, I think you have somebody in your mind. It might be an earth sign, or somebody that embodies earth-like qualities. Could be, or somebody who's focused a lot on work, finances. So what I saw, so the clarifying cards was the Queen of Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Tower upright. So the Tower was for the Four of Pentacles upright. So holding back from this change, holding back because it comes inner turmoil. I don't get it, because you seem emotionally stable to a certain degree. Yes, your energies are affected. Yes, you don't have the full picture here. Yes, there is like an idea here. It might be just one fear that it's messing everything around, to be honest. I do believe you have the necessary strength to do it, but I feel you abundant in your own self. But it's just there, keeping yourself, trying to hold everything together. Again, control issues. It's like you're afraid of doing the step because you're afraid that this won't work out. And it's sort of like there's a certain attachment to this newfound connection, where if this doesn't work out, it's sort of like, what's the word? It messes up your hope here. It messes up your newly found inspiration of changing your life, So it is about stepping back, but I don't think it's paradoxical, because when we have this situation, it's good to step back from not doing impulsive things. But the stepping back has to be focused. You're not stepping back and just waiting there. You might sometimes, if you're like waiting for a reply or something, or just observing a situation for a limited period of time, especially if you're in an environment where you cannot communicate with this newfound interest. But that stepping back has to come also with a certain return to self, as in to anchor within yourself and detach from any potential excesses. Because if you have like codependent tendencies from the past and you don't want to go back there, if you're afraid of going back to the same situation, then you might actually go back, because you're driving your behavior in that type of energy, you know. So that type of energy is driving your behavior like that. So it's like chill, you know. It's like go back within as to be able to move forward. So you have to get out of this situation, limbo situation, where you're just observing and waiting for answers from outside, when actually your answers could be independently of how things show up. Maybe your answers are from within, as in, okay, let me get back to myself, to my own pillar, my own structure, and try to put myself out there like that, you know, and see what's actually going on. So having the courage to actually find out what is going on. Yeah. um but your environment is like closed off basically, and it's like lack of healing, delays, and not there's like not shining light on the situation regarding this Queen of Pentacles, which she seems reversed. So she might be also affected by this. Maybe she's sensing the same type of energy. I don't think she's being purposefully mean or anything or unbalanced, because in the potential outcome I got again the Queen of Pentacles and she's upright. So I think there's like a skewed perspective here, or a lack of information, and maybe she also, this person needs to go through some healing herself, which is adding up to the situation. Maybe you saw her maybe holding back, and you're just, okay, well, you know, if you don't communicate, there are like mixed signals, and you try to observe that person, and then you misinterpret. So it's like that, and if nobody's taking a step here, the situation is just plateau.